All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're looking at how building a daily self-awareness habit can absolutely transform how you handle life's biggest transitions. If you're a young adult dealing with the crazy academic pressures of university, or maybe a new professional just trying to find your footing in a super demanding career, the ability to clearly understand your own physical and psychological state is literally everything. So we're going to explore how combining old-school analog journaling with cutting-edge digital life logging creates a seriously powerful feedback loop to keep you resilient. Picture this. You've got a massive deadline looming. Finals are right around the corner, or maybe it's your very first week at an intense new company. What do most of us do? Well, we just put our heads down, power through, and kind of just hope for the best, right? But relying purely on grit, that's a fast track to burnout, especially when you're just starting out in your career. What we actually need is a structured way to process the pressure and actively track exactly how it's affecting our bodies and minds. Section 1, the self-awareness advantage. We're going to explore what we like to call the inside-out system, which is a toolkit designed to objectively map your habits and subjectively process your emotions. The real game changer here is that true resilience isn't just about trying to feel better in the moment. It's about actively managing your physical and psychological baseline. By looking at self-awareness as a measurable dual-engine habit, you essentially stop flying blind. Engine 1 is manual reflection, putting your thoughts into words. Engine 2 is automatic tracking, letting sensors map your physical reality. Together, they form a complete, continuous feedback loop. Moving on to Section 2, Pennebaker's writing paradigm. Let's look at the inside component, starting with a foundational 1997 study by Dr. James W. Pennebaker. What is so fascinating about Dr. Pennebaker's research is that it proved how something as simple and analog as writing can serve as a profoundly powerful therapeutic tool. Just the mere act of disclosure, actually getting a problem or an emotional upheaval out of your head and onto paper, reduces the physiological stress of actively inhibiting those feelings. You don't necessarily need a therapist in the room to start seeing the benefits. Just organizing your thoughts is a huge win for your body. So try this clinical life hack. It is incredibly straightforward. You write for 3 to 5 consecutive days, spending just 15 to 30 minutes each day. The catch? You have to write about your absolute deepest thoughts and emotions regarding a major issue in your life. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about structure. Just let it flow out onto the page. To really see how well this works, researchers split people up. The control group wrote about superficial stuff, like how they managed their time. But the experimental group, they dove deep into their emotional traumas. And the results showed that to get real, tangible health gains, you actually have to translate those deep, messy experiences into language. Constructing a cohesive story is what actually moves the needle. That brings us to Section 3, the real-world payoff. And let me tell you, the return on investment for these short, 15-minute emotional writing sessions was staggering for both young adults and professionals. We are not just talking about people feeling a bit lighter. We're talking about highly measurable, long-term improvements. For college students going through life transitions, this simple habit actually improved their grades in the months following the study. For senior professionals who have been laid off, it helped them land new jobs significantly faster. Plus, researchers saw lower rates of absenteeism at work and massive drops in doctor's visits. It's literally a huge competitive advantage disguised as a basic journaling habit. Now, let's fast forward a bit to Section 4, enter the life logging era. This is the outside component of our system, the modern evolution of objective self-tracking. We're making a massive leap from that 1997 analog writing study all the way to 2021, diving into research from Tsinghua University. We've transitioned from pen and paper emotional disclosure to real-time automated life logging. Basically, we are using the smartphones and smartwatches you already own to automatically collect data, extract features, and learn your patterns. With these devices, we no longer have to rely on our subjective, fuzzy memories to know how we're actually doing. Your devices are constantly working in the background, passively collecting 4 crucial streams of data. We're talking biometrics, like your heart rate and calorie burn, activities, tracking your steps and active versus rest time, your environment, like whether you're indoors or outdoors, and the weather, and finally, your diet. It pulls all this together to create a completely objective, data-rich map of your daily life. Which leads into Section 5, tracking sleep and mood. The real magic of all of this digital data is its ability to predict how you're going to feel physically and psychologically before you even realize it yourself.
Get this. Researchers found that analyzing your daytime activities can accurately predict your sleep quality in advance. By looking at the 12 hours of data before bedtime, your activity levels, calories burned, your environment, algorithms can actually flag if you're heading for a terrible night's sleep. And the best part, it lets you intervene. If the system predicts poor sleep after a crazy stressful day, you can choose to do some light sports or wind down earlier, way before your head even hits the pillow.
Now, think about mapping your energy against your stress. This is known as Thayer's two-dimensional mood model. Algorithms can actually use your life log data to plot exactly where you are on this grid in real time. High energy and high stress, that flags anxiety. Low energy and high stress, that points to depression. Your raw, passive data literally becomes a dynamic mirror of your mental state. All right, bringing it all together in Section 6, your daily awareness habit. We've seen analog processing, we've seen digital tracking, but the true magic happens when we merge them together. When you merge subjective journaling with objective life logging, you build an incredibly resilient self-awareness habit. Your smartwatch gives you the what and the when. It catches those mood drops and spikes in physical stress. And then, Pennebaker's journaling gives you the tool to process the why. So if your watch detects a pattern of high stress and poor sleep, boom, that's your trigger. You open a notebook, spend 15 minutes writing out those deep emotions, and you actively protect yourself from burning out. So, I'll leave you with this. How will you start tracking your own psychological baseline starting tomorrow? Will you wait until burnout completely forces your hand, or will you start building this dual engine habit today so you can thrive in your next big life transition? Grab a notebook, sync your smartwatch, and start figuring out what makes you tick. The science is crystal clear. Taking control of your baseline changes everything.